Hello everyone, this is Supriya Addepalli. I'm a psychotherapist. I'm also a student of psychology and access consciousness CFMW. So welcome to the call, and today we are with the Geet Batra, who is a certified facilitator of access consciousness. So welcome Geet, how are you today?
Thank you, Supriya. Very good morning, and I'm doing awesome, and I'm getting better at it.
How does it get any better than this? So this is one of the most beautiful tool that I love about access consciousness is always how does it get any better than this? So Geet, since the viewers doesn't know or may not know you, so I would like you to introduce yourself in a brief manner.
Sure,
Over to you.
sure. Thank you, Supriya. um, I'm someone who have gone through multiple transitions in my life and wanted to be a doctor, and then got into a job in sales, marketing, advertising, consulting. Recruitments. Then I got hired in HR team of a company. Been in IT education, real estate, oil and gas. Got bored of corporate. It was getting sick and tired. Wanted to be a Pied Piper of Hamlin who can hypnotize people into starting to believe in themselves. That's when I found access that if there is some way where people can find that there is a powerhouse within them rather than looking outside or looking at someone being their power. So I found access fitting in very well, how I can empower other people. And that was very exciting. So in last 3 years, I've done more than 70 access bars workshop, more than 13 4 days access foundation workshop, various other workshops, at least 500 plus Zoom calls.
That's a phenomenal run,
Yeah,
I
that's a
must say.
phenomenal number.
Every
Uh,
time we used to look at your classes or later on when you become CF also, we were like, ये बंदा इतने classes कर कैसे रहा है? So where everyone is like, in the lockdown also we had our restrictions of not doing the physical classes.
yeah.
So lot of facilitators like me also had a lot of point of views around it. So when we were looking at you, every time we were like, कुछ तो कर रहा है ये बंदा, something different. So what is it that he is doing? So
Yeah.
today I finally got the opportunity
Answer.
to sit with you and know what
Yeah.
is it that different you were doing that created this.
Yes. So Supriya, in fact, this is one of the questions that people ask me, Geet, how are you doing so much? And I said, it is natural. I did this and I did this and I did this and I did that, and it happened. And they said, but I can't do all of this. I said, why can't you do all of this? And they said, because I don't know this and I don't know this and I don't know this. And I was like, oh, so probably I am unique. And the paths that I walked, when I look back, I could feel the connection. It was like I was able to connect the dots when I look back. While moving forward, I could not connect the dots. And then I realized, because I have been from a small town, I moved to Delhi city, and I was able to find my own path. I was able to find my own answers. I was able to connect with more people. I had to be open to connecting to variety of people. I got into a sales job and I learned basics of marketing, and then I worked in advertising. So where I learned what to communicate, how to communicate. Yeah. And then I got into HR where I was able to understand what's happening in somebody's mind and what I'm supposed to do, how things work, right? How multiple departments talk to each other, what is the top line and the bottom line in a business, how to promote, and what are the various legal aspects, and so on. When I had overall understanding, and I had implemented multiple softwares also in my jobs, so when I had that overall understanding, I realized not everybody comes from my kind of background. Most people, when they become a healer, practitioner, facilitator, teacher, trainer, they straight away start without having any of the background. They were not trained for it. I was fortunate to get trained for it.
I completely agree. That's how I started. I was like, oh, let's do it. I saw the change in me. Let's change the world. little did I realize when I started that, as you said, all the components, which
Yeah,
takes you forward. There was
exactly.
uncomfortableness in front of the camera, making the video,
Yeah,
making the flyer,
yeah,
telling
yeah,
people. So I completely understand. So all the components you have had in your life, so all
correct.
the hats you have worn,
Yeah,
has made you what you are today, and
mm,
all the tools now you have to make it
yeah,
easier to teach people, to
yes,
empower people,
yes.
definitely is the icing on the cake.
Absolutely. This was the question when people asked me, and some people who are very dear to me, who taught me about facilitation, who were my teachers, they said, Geet, you are able to do it. Can you teach it to us? I said, I can teach it to you, but it may take time because my understanding is over last 20 years. Your understanding, to have that 20 years understanding, I can, even if I concise it, it will take 15 hours. So
Hmm.
then they said that we'll pay you for that.
Wow.
And that's when I came up with a program, and I used to call it Business Insights and Tips. It was such a boring name, but when I first started my batch, I said, this is your givation. And it accidentally came. There is no word as givation, but I created this word. I said, givation is when you create something in your life, or whatever your creation in life is, to give to others from your abundance. And that's when
Absolutely. I
and that's
remember
when
the
I
name.
realized, yeah,
I remember seeing the name. We're like, yeah, gyration hai, givation
yeah,
hai, gyration hai. We were like, what is this word? So finally, today when I'm sitting with you, the word you have said, givation, is such a beautiful word.
yeah, it
Giving
is.
it
Yeah,
from you for others to give to whatever
yeah,
they're best into. So
yeah,
that's a wonderful
yeah.
program you're
So,
talking.
oh yeah, and one of the most beautiful thing is, I don't give them tips and tricks. I don't ask them to be someone else. I ask them to be themselves. They are empowered to choose for themselves what will work for them, not what is working for someone else. Don't copy paste. वो कहते हैं ना, नकल के लिए अकल चाहिए होती है. So please do
Absolutely, and
not
it
copy
never
anyone.
works.
Yeah. So I figured out another coaching modality. There was a tool, and I named that session as "You Are Be-You-tiful." And that program tells you, it's a 3 hours program. I'm going to do it on the coming Sunday. In that program, you would come to know who you really are, truly are, in just 5 words. And then you put that component into your business, and you see your business bloom. It's like something was missing in your plant. And when you put those ingredients, call it magnesium, phosphorus, calcium, or whatever, as fertilizer, you see your business bloom. So I added that component. I added multiple other aspects like what to tell, who to tell, how much to charge, how to talk about cost, where to get customers, what softwares to use, how to go on social media, what not to do, what to do. But at the same time, choose your own style on social media. You don't need to go and do lives. You don't need to even come on camera, but you do something else. You figure out something else. And when somebody asks you, what do you actually do? So the kind of job that you and I do, it's very difficult to explain the kind of work you do. So for example, if you say that you are a psychotherapist, they'll say you work with crazy people.
Psychos.
Yeah, exactly.
I
So
remember
it's
when
very
I
difficult to
start. Yeah.
explain our kind of
I
work.
started, I got so tired of explaining to
Yeah,
people. I made my card. I said, yeah, I'll briefly explain in 2 minutes. And they said, this is my card. So whenever you want to talk or whenever you want something, you just call me back. So this
yeah,
is how I made my first business
yeah,
card also.
yeah.
It's extremely difficult. It's very overwhelming because, as you said, there's so many components. Even in social media, there's a Facebook, there's a Twitter, there is an Insta, and at every few days or few months, you see something new
Correct,
come.
something. And it's mind blowing. You cannot do everything. Somewhere you have to put a stop, and somewhere you have to find your niche. And that is what I'm saying, that you bring in your personal flavor in it. That there are some dishes that only your mom can cook, and nobody can cook like her. right? So that personal flavor need to be in your business. That makes it your givation. Nobody else can ever copy it. Yeah, yeah. So that part, when I was able to bring, uh, my first batch happened and I charged very menial amount, and then they said, Geet, we have looted you, we have fleeced you. You are giving so much in so less. You should increase your prices. So I made it almost double. And then I continued, and then they came back. They said, oh my God, we have cheated you. So you better increase your prices. So I increased it by another 1.5 times. And with time, I also realized people require more. So I kept on adding. So it was originally a 5 call series, became a 10 call series, now a 11 call series plus 3 calls and 2 one-on-one personal sessions.
Wow, that's
So
total 16 calls on the whole
almost,
around.
yes, 14 calls, yes. So when these many calls were added and number of hours added, I could see that I was able to add more value and I was able to contribute, because that is one of the things that I would like to do. I would like to contribute to people, whatever I know. And when I did that, the results that they got, for example, somebody with just my attending this course was able to get 1 lakh of
Wow,
revenue with just one person in just one day.
that's
Yeah, it
phenomenal.
and that person said, nobody paid me. I never thought somebody will pay me 1 lakh for a month, but somebody paid me 1 lakh, like just like that.
Lay low with
Yeah,
happiness.
correct. I mean, for the services, and services that too only to listen. Yeah. So, and then people who were tarot readers, they were able to create more. So I thought that, if this thing is working, why not take it to more people? And I
Thank you.
really, yeah, I really, really wanted it to reach to more people. And I'm writing a book also on that. Once my book is out, then I would stop conducting these sessions, because I am doing more research on the book part. That is why I am conducting these sessions. Once book is out, you can read the book. Yeah,
So
like
this
that.
is probably, let's hope this is not your last Givation series. So
Oh,
this is the finest opportunity anyone has if they want to join the call right now. So book it right now, guys. So tell me also, like you said, tell me a few more stories around it. We all love to hear the change in the people. Like you said, tarot readers, we're all healers, therapists,
yeah,
people who are looking to change within and also to change the world,
sure,
to bring out the best in the
sure,
person.
sure.
And definitely this adding on, like tarot readers or me or say
Okay,
Reiki masters or
got
all,
it.
even doctors, lawyers, in whatever profession they are into.
Hmm,
So these adding on skills definitely makes your niche, your uniqueness
hmm.
to be presented in the best manner to the world.
Okay. So I'll tell
So
you what is the core problem here is people are not willing to show up. Yeah,
yes,
and when they are willing to show up, they show up in places where it is comfortable to them. They won't show up in their family. They won't tell their family members. They won't reach out to their friends. They'll go out to someone who is not their friend and who is not even the audience. So it is like you are searching for your target customers blindfolded. You're searching for your target potential customers blindfolded in a dark room. And the worst part is you're searching for your target customers, prospects, and clients blindfolded in a dark room when the customers are not even there.
I completely agree. I've been there, so I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So you would find people posting on the groups where customers are not there. And there is no engagement. The engagement that I'm talking of is not even personal. Even if you do impersonal engagement, that works. And it works in the long run. There are a lot of people who have known about me 5 years back, but they attended my workshop now. Yeah, earlier they thought, oh, this is just some guy, some random guy doing too much of advertising, too much of marketing, too much of posting. But one day, someday, they found it irresistible to connect back. And that
कुछ
was the
तो
time
करता है
when they were willing
बंदा,
to receive. हाँ,
ऐसा
yeah,
भी होता है,
people
कुछ तो करता है, finally
कुछ
let me
तो
see
करता है.
what he's
Yeah,
doing. Can be
exactly.
curiosity, as you said, or can be like finally चलो जाके देखते हैं, और now
Correct,
they are aligned with that energy to
correct.
sit in your class.
Yeah, yeah. So someday, one day, they come. So it takes time. And by then, most people have given up.
Yeah, that also
Yeah,
happens.
so they become practitioner, facilitator, healer, tarot readers, and astrologers, doctors, whosoever. By the time it's time to reach the gold mine, the diamond mine, they have given up.
They have given up.
Yeah. So, and then they say, oh, I was not consistent. Oh, my problem is consistency. No, your problem is not consistency. Your problem is allowance of you. Your problem is that you are being too harsh on yourself. You have been judging yourself too much. I mean, there is no business in the world that you start and within less than 1 year you are able to, you can promise yourself reaching where you wanted to reach. It takes time. It takes time, and some people are lucky and some people are too good and their energies are aligned.
Yeah, it's
So
like
they,
you have had your journey before to do whatever it
yes,
takes for you to be here. So
yes,
when you have started as an access facilitator, or as a Reiki master, or whatever, as you said, tarot, or whatever profession you are into, it takes time for that to establish as a business and
correct,
take forward.
correct. So
Yes,
one, it takes time. Second, you also have a learning curve. See, if somebody
absolutely.
somebody is so committed and somebody is so aligned and somebody who doesn't have any barriers or limitations will be able to crack in just 1 month, right? But are you there? Do you have that much time? If you think that this is one of the second thing that you are doing and something else is primary for you, then you won't have time for it. For me, I gave all of my time in bringing my Givation up, in nurturing my Givation. So I was able to create more. In your case, how much time, how much energy are you willing to give? So I can help you some shortcuts, but these are not tips and tricks. This is some understanding, some awareness that you have about the structure that works in this world, in the business world, right? There is some structural cohesion also required. There is some doing also required. Being only is not enough. You need to do also. I mean, you are not lion in the lair who just sits down in its den and open the mouth and a nice deer will
The
come and
lion
jump
also
into
has to go out and search for
and
its prey.
hunt. So that hunting part, I will make it easy with the help of Kivation program. And it's just 1 month program, less than 1 month program. 11 calls, 1.5 hour each call, every alternate day. And it's done and it's a lot of fun.
I'm
So
absolutely sure that it is fun, and the person who will enter, it's a whole package deal of working on yourself, on your business, on your mindsets, on your insane minds, whatever we call the names, to package yourself in a way that you're being seen in the world and you're able to give your best shot in the world. So that's a beautiful summing up of what it is about Givation. So anything else you would like to add on before we close the call?
if you don't do it now, when would you?
Is this the right time, or is now the time?
Yeah.
Now is the
Yeah.
time, in fact. So now is the time, guys. So you can call up Geet, you can book your calls with him, you can book your call for Givation. So thank you for all the time with me, and I've enjoyed talking with you. And
Me too.
thank you for being here. Thank you for telling us about your programs and what you do with them. Of course, I'm sure it's not what you do. It's an entire path that someone has to take to be what they can be best in their niche programs. So thank you, Keith.
Yeah. Thank you so much for letting me be here. Thank you, Supriya.
You're welcome.